Good morning, everybody. Starting off your top 5 news this morning is the really insane winter weather. The Northeast is getting pounded with yet another round of frigid temps. Now, these are just a few images of how frozen everything is, but now the weather has turned its sights south. Federal buildings in D.C. are closed today as the city deals. And all across the South, from Tennessee to Kentucky to North Carolina, residents are dealing with frigid temperatures and snow. Crews are out working hard to prevent any of the southern cities from being paralyzed by the weather. Please stay safe out there, everybody. Jessica, of course, will have more in weather. In other news, there is a state of emergency in 2 counties in West Virginia this morning as the massive fireball caused by a train derailment is expected to burn through the morning. A train carrying more than 100 tankers of crude oil derailed Monday afternoon, causing hundreds of people to be evacuated. Officials say about 200 people are in shelters. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident. Moving overseas, as Egypt is carrying out airstrikes against Islamic State militants in Libya, they are now calling for the U.S. and Europe to join an international military intervention. The airstrikes are in response to a mass beheading over the weekend of a group of Christian men at the hands of ISIS. Now, right now, the U.S. is involved in coalition airstrikes against ISIS in Syria and parts of Iraq. It remains to be seen if they will be extended to Libya. And now on to something straight out of Ocean's 11, only more genius. A hacker gang from around the world managed to loot as much as 1 million big ones from banks across the globe, leading officials to believe this is one of the largest jobs ever pulled off. But here's the interesting thing. The hackers stole directly from the banks instead of from the customers. Yet experts warn you should still keep an eye out on your accounts because the hackers had access to everything. And finishing up your top 5 news this morning, a federal judge has okayed a temporary stop to the administration's action on immigration. Now, the lawsuit to halt the amnesty order came from the Texas governor on behalf of Texas and other states. So right now, under the president's amnesty order, about 5 million immigrants are being protected from deportation. The White House has not responded. Part of the program was actually set to go into effect on Wednesday. That would have protected people who were brought into the country illegally when they were children. But a lot happening out there in the news. Of course, we'll have more a little later in the hour, but that's your top 5.
Yeah. Definitely love those top 5s as always. Kristen,
yes,
thank
Jared,
you very much.
welcome back, Jared.
Yes. Oh,
you know, your smiling face.
It's good to be back. Tan. The Bahamas are beautiful. I highly recommend it.
Thanks.
Way
to rub it in.
Let's move on. Now, guys, we told you yesterday, apparently, about the new FAA drone regulations and what a serious downer they were for companies planning to take their drones commercial. Amazon and other retail giants plan to use drone technology as a means to speed up local delivery from warehouses, but the new rules proposed would definitely stop them. Let's review them real quick.
Okay.
No night deliveries, no flying over 500 feet, no flying over crowds, and get this, the drone operators would have to keep the drone in sight, which basically eliminates the purpose of the drone to begin with, right?
I was just going to say,
exactly. Well, Amazon's saying not so fast. They plan to lobby the FAA to get approval for outdoor flights and eventually build a full drone network. So maybe getting that pizza delivery isn't so far off. But the whole drone thing is new to everybody.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
I think they're putting a halt on everything until they actually figure out the right rules and regulations that they really need. So before it gets out of hand, all right, let's put a halt on this.
Sure.
And until then, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing. They're just holding off a little bit.
Probably a smart thing to do.
And the tricky thing is, though, is like the whole concept of drones. What makes them cool is the fact that they can fly all these miles and deliver your stuff.
You don't have to watch it the whole time.
On it, what's the point of having a drone, you know?
So true, so true.
If we're going to do it, I think we have to just go big or go home. Go all in, not have all these crazy rules.
That's the rule.
I'm with you on that. That's always the rule, right?